If you love dark, slow-burn single-dad romances filled with tension, secrets, and the kind of love that sneaks up on you when you least expect it, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you never miss the next story. Tonight's story is She Moved In Next Door with a Secret. The single dad felt it the first time she smiled. Caleb Wright notices her on a Tuesday evening, the kind of quiet weekday where life feels predictable and contained. He's 39, broad-shouldered, worn down in a way sleep never fully repairs, standing on his front porch tightening a loose railing while his 8-year-old daughter Lily draws chalk hearts along the sidewalk. The air smells like fresh grass and warm pavement. It's an ordinary moment. Then the moving truck pulls up next door. The woman steps down first. White, early 30s, dark hair twisted into a messy knot that looks like it's been done too many times in a rush. She wears jeans and an oversized sweater, sleeves tugged over her hands as if she's trying to disappear inside it. She pauses at the bottom of the truck, scanning the street slowly, houses, cars, corners, like she's memorizing escape routes. Only after that does she breathe out. Her eyes meet Caleb's. She freezes for half a second. Then she smiles. It isn't flirtatious. It isn't confident. It's hesitant, careful, like she's asking a silent question. Is it safe to exist here? Something in Caleb's chest tightens sharply. He hasn't felt that sensation in years. "Daddy!" Lily shouts. "We have a new neighbor." The woman laughs softly and waves. "Hi," she says, voice warm but guarded. "I'm Claire." Caleb introduces himself, gestures to Lily, offers help unloading boxes. Claire hesitates just a flicker before nodding. Her eyes slide briefly down the street, as if she expects someone else to appear. Caleb notices. He doesn't comment. He learned long ago, as a widower and a single father, that people carry stories they aren't ready to tell. Claire moves in quietly. Her curtains stay half drawn. Her porch light stays on late. She comes and goes with purpose, but there's tension in her shoulders that never quite releases. Caleb sees her most mornings when he walks Lily to the bus stop. Claire always greets Lily first, kneeling to admire her drawings or comment on her shoes. When she looks back at Caleb, her smile softens, almost shy. Caleb tells himself not to misread it. His life is routine now: school drop-offs, his construction job, grocery lists taped to the fridge. He hasn't dated seriously since Lily's mother died 5 years ago. Love feels like something that already happened, something he survived rather than lost. But Claire unsettles him anyway. Starts small. Banana bread made too much by accident. Asking Caleb to fix a door hinge he suspects she already knows how to fix. Sitting on the front steps while Lily plays. Listening intently while Caleb talks about work. At night, Caleb sometimes stands at his kitchen window and watches Claire's porch light glow, surprised by how much comfort there is in knowing she's there. One evening, Lily bursts inside. "Daddy," Claire looks sad. Caleb steps out. Claire sits on her steps, phone in hand, staring into space. When she notices him, she straightens quickly. "Sorry. Didn't mean to worry anyone." "You okay?" Caleb asks. She nods too fast. "Just a long day." He sits beside her, leaving space. Lily leans against Claire's side without hesitation. Claire stiffens for a heartbeat, then relaxes, resting a careful hand on Lily's shoulder. Caleb watches that moment and feels something dangerous bloom: hope. The truth reveals itself slowly. A car idles at the end of the street one night, headlights off. Claire notices before Caleb does. Her breath catches. She retreats inside, locks the door. Caleb stays up, watching until the car finally leaves. Another night, Claire appears at his door shaking. "Can Lily sleep here tonight?" she asks. "Just please." Caleb doesn't ask questions. He sets up the couch, tucks Lily in, and sits with Claire at the kitchen table while the clock ticks loudly. Eventually, the story comes out in fragments. She left a powerful man. Controlling. Wealthy. Charming in public, terrifying in private. She didn't take his money or his name. She ran with nothing but her ID and a suitcase. And she's afraid he'll find her. Caleb listens, jaw tight, anger coiling low and steady. "You're safe here," he says finally. "No one gets to hurt you." Claire looks at him like she's drowning and he's just thrown her a rope. From that night on, everything shifts. Caleb becomes watchful. He walks Claire to her door. Adds a second lock. teaches her which neighbors are safe. Claire becomes part of their household in return. Cooking dinner with Lily, helping with homework, reading bedtime stories in a soft voice that makes Caleb linger in the hallway. The attraction grows quietly. Lingering glances. Laughter over burnt pancakes. Claire's hand pausing on Caleb's arm when she thanks him, like she's afraid to want more but does anyway. The first kiss happens late, accidentally. Lily is asleep. Rain taps against the windows. Claire stands too close in the kitchen, smelling faintly of soap and lavender. Caleb reaches for a mug. Their hands brush. Neither moves. I feel safe with you, Claire whispers. Caleb cups her face and kisses her slowly, carefully, like something fragile and precious. When they part, Claire rests her forehead against his chest, breathing him in as if grounding herself in reality. But safety is fragile. The man from Claire's past does find her. A black sedan pulls up one afternoon while Lily is away. A man steps out, well-dressed, calm, smiling like ownership. Claire freezes. Caleb moves in front of her instinctively. You don't get to be here, Caleb says. She belongs with me. The man replies smoothly. I don't belong to anyone, Claire says, voice shaking but unbroken. Caleb calls the police. The man leaves before they arrive, promising quietly, this isn't over. That night, Claire breaks down in Caleb's arms, terrified she's endangered his daughter. Caleb holds her tighter. You didn't, he says. He did. The weeks that follow are heavy: court dates, restraining orders, fear, but also intimacy. A bond forged through protection and trust. Caleb realizes he's fallen completely in love. When the court finally rules in Claire's favor, the threat fades into something manageable. Life exhales. Months later, Claire and Caleb sit on the porch while Lily plays. Claire rests her head on his shoulder. Moving next door saved me, she says softly. Caleb kisses her hair. So did smiling at the right time. Lily grins. Does this mean Claire's staying forever? Caleb and Claire exchange a look, hopeful, steady, real. Yes, Caleb says. If she wants to. Claire smiles, this time without fear. From that night on, everything shifts in quiet but irreversible ways. Caleb starts noticing how Claire fits into the rhythm of their days without ever forcing herself into it. She doesn't rearrange his routines. She slides into the empty spaces instead. She learns Lily's favorite cereal and keeps an extra box at her place just in case. She leaves sticky notes on Caleb's fridge reminding him about school picture day. She never assumes, never demands. She waits, and somehow that waiting feels like trust. Caleb, who has spent years being the only adult in his household, finds himself letting go inch by inch. He lets Claire cook dinner beside him, their shoulders brushing as they work around the small kitchen. He lets her sit beside him during Lily's bedtime routine, listening as Claire reads stories in a voice so gentle it makes his chest ache. He starts walking Claire to her door every night, not because she asks but because the idea of not doing it feels wrong. The attraction deepens in the quiet moments. In the way Claire watches him when he fixes things, admiration soft in her eyes. In the way Caleb notices the tension leave her shoulders when she laughs, how she exhales like she's finally allowed to breathe. Some nights they sit on the porch long after Lily is asleep, sharing stories they've never told anyone else. Loss, fear, the kind of loneliness that exists even when you're surrounded by people. Caleb tells her about Lily's mother, about loving someone deeply and losing her slowly, about the terror of waking up one day and realizing you're the only one left standing for a child who still needs everything from you. Claire listens without interrupting, eyes glossy, fingers twisting in the sleeve of her sweater. You didn't stop loving, she says quietly. You just learned how to survive. That's when Caleb realizes he wants more than survival now. The night of the confrontation changes something fundamental between them. When the black sedan disappears down the street and the police lights fade, Claire clings to Caleb like she's afraid letting go might undo everything. He holds her without hesitation, anchoring her to the present, to safety, to him. I was so scared I'd ruin your life, she whispers into his chest. You didn't, Caleb answers. You showed up in it. After that, they stop pretending the bond between them is fragile. It's strong, forged in fear and trust and choice. They don't rush, but they don't deny it either. They start sharing a bed on nights when the memories hit too hard, holding each other through the echoes of the past. Their intimacy stays tender, unhurried, built on reassurance rather than urgency. Lily notices the change before anyone else. She starts reaching for Claire's hand automatically. She asks if Claire will be at school pickup. One night, half asleep, she murmurs, "I like when Claire is here. It feels full." Caleb nearly breaks at that. The legal battle stretches on, exhausting but necessary. Claire's former life slowly loses its grip as court orders are enforced and boundaries are drawn in ink and law. The man who once loomed over her future fades into a distant threat, stripped of power by exposure and refusal. Each step forward feels like reclaiming ground. When it finally ends, the relief is overwhelming. They celebrate quietly, with takeout, candles, and Lily falling asleep on the couch between them. Claire watches Caleb tuck his daughter in with practiced gentleness, and something shifts inside her. Not fear, not doubt, belonging. Months later, summer settles over the neighborhood. Claire's curtains stay open now. Her porch light turns off at night because she no longer feels the need to stay awake guarding herself. Caleb notices these details with a private sense of victory. One evening, as fireflies blink across the yard, Claire rests her head on his shoulder. "Moving next door saved me," she says softly. Caleb presses a kiss into her hair. So did smiling at the right time. Lily runs up, grass-stained and happy. Does this mean Claire's staying forever? Caleb and Claire look at each other. No fear, no hesitation. Just certainty. "Yes," Caleb says. "If she wants to." Claire smiles, real and unguarded. "I do." And for the first time in years, Caleb knows with absolute clarity that opening his door that night didn't just protect someone else. It gave his family a future. If you enjoyed this dark, slow-burn single dad romance about love, protection, and second chances, make sure you hit like and subscribe so you don't miss the next story.